Hi and welcome back. Tuesday is today and we're going to be getting on, as always on a Tuesday, we're going to be getting on with some inking. If you don't know this character, then definitely check out yesterday's live stream or last week's recorded videos, as this week we're going to be getting on with the full design of the sidekick to the other, which again is the villain of the story that I'm creating at the moment. I'm not sure if I'm going to be turning it into a comic. I'm not sure if I'm going to be just making loads of illustrations and loads of pictures about it, and just sort of sending them out and making them my things that I'm going to be putting up onto my website when I've got it when I've got my PC back together, and everything should be working again, because at the moment I can't really do anything. So if you want to help me out, then all of these that I've made before, the polymer clays, they're all available to buy. Even the illustrations, I will get them printed out for you, and I'll go to the professional printers to get those printed, and so you can have something like a poster or something on the wall. And the best way to help me is to find me and leave a comment down below. But if you don't know who I am, my name is Blut084, BLUT084 Art. And games, I'm here every single day on YouTube, occasionally on twitch.com or twitch.tv. And every day, literally every day, over on TikTok. And post the same thing over on Instagram. If you not so much trending on Instagram as much as I would like, that's why I made the switch over to TikTok. And it's yeah. So if you want to check anything out that I've done in the past or previous thing, it is the same name, different place. The only thing with TikTok is you put a full stop or a hyphen between the letters of Blut084, and that's how you can find me over there. But like I said, we've got, yesterday we were drawing and sketching this out. I did a little bit off stream because I wasn't happy with the finished result of the picture that I did. I have marked out what and written down all of my ideas. Same thing I did for this picture here. And this is the villain of the story, or the other. I haven't made him out of polymer clay, but I have made Blue Angel, and I have made Blue Angel's sidekick. Which, there's Blue Angel and there's his sidekick. I don't know, will he stay there? He should stay there. But this is the hero of the story. This is his sidekick. This is the villain of the story, called Lothar, or Thother. I can't even say it myself, but it's the other. All are spelt as the wrong word. That's the like I said, the villain. This is the villain's sidekick. We did a picture of this last week. But that one was recorded, and then I had to sort of decide whether I wanted it to be different areas. But like I said, I've done all of this before, and I've explained everything to a degree in every single stream that I do or video. Even the VR versions, I put out a little bit of an explanation of what I'm doing, what it's for, and how I'm doing it, and things like that. And if you want to check out how I made these magnets, these are completely magnetic, and they will stick to pretty much anything that's magnetic. Just pop his head back on, or his mask. Villains always wear the mask, and this is based on this character here. Like I said, we did all of that previously, so if you missed any of that designing of that, go and check out the Creation Station playlist. But for now, we need to get on with this here, and that's what I'm going to be doing. Like I said, this is Dusk Skimmer, the other's sidekick, and I did do a lot of sketching off camera yesterday. We used my favourite pencil, mechanical pencil. If you don't want to find out more about this, then definitely go and do so in the Creation Station or live events playlist about what techniques and what things I do and things like that. But the last video, we only sketched it, and again, I want to get some ink down today. So I'm going to be using all the ink pens that are my favourite ink pens, ones I always use. I don't know why that brown's in there, but it's in there. And I'm going to try to use some of these Copic markers as well. These are a grey Copic marker, so I'm going to go outline everything with black, like I do. Black pen, and then we'll go in maybe with a pencil first and see what the shadings, where I want the shading to be. Then I'll go over with the grey to darker grey colours for the shading. Maybe putting in a maybe putting in a little bit of black until then. But we'll see how that turns out and how long we're going to be doing it. So Alexa, set me 53 minutes on a timer, please.
53 minutes. Starting now.
Right, okay, so we've got 53 on the clock. That doesn't mean that I'm going to be stopping at 50. I got a lip ring in. Hang on a second. That's not to say I'm going to be stopping at 53 minutes. That's just to say I got 53 minutes until I record this. Because what I'm doing, guys, is I record everything I'm doing because I am in the share factory at the moment. I'm not live on my PC because, again, it's broken. So I'm going to be recording all of this. And what I'll do is I'll give you a sort of more close up on each detail as I'm doing it in the recorded video. But this is live, so you can leave me some comments. Comments are going to be open, and they will be open for the full of the stream, as they normally do. So if you've got any comments, bring them coming in. But as always, I will not be talking my whole way through the stream today. I will be listening to some more Comic Historian. Oops, checking everything's good. I will be talking through. I won't be talking through the whole thing. I'll tell you what I'm doing as I'm going. But what I normally do is I put on some Comic Historian. If you don't know who Comic Historian are, they are an awesome comic readers. Or they read like if you was going to read. So if you're going to get like an audiobook, it's like an audiobook for comics. They're really good. Definitely recommend checking them out. They've got anything from the Marvel series. They've got anything from DC. They've got anything from random comics that you probably like, but you've never really heard of, like Man of War. I don't even know where that came from. But yeah, that's something that I've been listening to them for absolutely years and years. Hello, it's me. I've been listening to them for years and years and years. So, oh, hello. Hey, you can see me. But yeah, I've been listening to them for years and years and years. Definitely recommend going and checking them out. I will be listening to them as I go along. But we're going to be listening to Deadpool. I can't show you because I've got too much on my table. But normally I would have them in the corner here so you can check out what I'm actually watching. But I would definitely go and check them out for yourself. Go and subscribe to those. And if you're not already, subscribe to my channel and hit that bell. And don't forget to leave a like if you do. But yeah, I just swallowed a load of spit and that was very horrible. I was going to have a drink. Yummy. Yeah. If you can't hear everything through the stream, please let me know. But if it's too loud, please let me know. And yeah, we'll get on where we left off yesterday. Because like I said, I did a little bit of extra sketching yesterday, but let's give you a little bit of explanation of what I did extra yesterday, because this is Dusk Skimmer, same as Morning Skate. Morning Skate is a skateboard, and that's a stand. I haven't made this one out of polymer clay. I'm planning on making the evil versions of these two characters in polymer clay. Their differences between them is the good guys have the wings, feathers and all that. The bad guys only have bone wings, but their bone wings do have an ability to sort of they have an ability to what's the word? Float, skim across the sky, shall we say, something like that. But what I'm trying to sort of get with this one, because he's got a skimboard here. This is a skimboard. If you ever heard of a skimboard, it's something similar to like when you go to the beach and they've got these really flat boards and they only chuck them across the shore and they sort of skim across the water. They don't surf with it, and that's the idea I wanted to keep with this one. It has no wheels. It just skims across the floor. Maybe opens his wings up, uses the wind as propulsion, because in the previous picture we had windmills and stuff, because this character comes from the other side of the planet or things like that. The planet, I've got an idea for the planet to be coming in, where the planet is one side is good, one side is bad, blah blah. But the world that they live on has stopped spinning. It used to be a world that spun. I'm not sure if it's going to be two universes colliding together, and that's why the world stopped. I kind of like that idea, but I'm still working on it, so we'll see how that comes in at a later date. And yeah, we're going to be getting some inking down. So let's get some of... No, I didn't even explain what I'm doing. His wings, they will fold out via the bone wings, and the wing skin is his jacket, which looks like a shroud or a wrap that he's actually wearing. He's not actually wearing it as such. He's sort of just putting it over him for storage, if you like, until he needs to use his wings or whatever and things like that. He is going to be on fire because kind of did that already with this picture here. He's on fire, sort of as if it's something that just happens to them if they're having a good mood or something like that. But yeah, the idea is they're on fire. Not sure if they're going to be evil or if they're going to be like a side story. I've got loads of little stories in my head, and then some of them match together and some of them don't. And I'm not writing any of them down, which is dumb. But I record everything I say, so it kind of works. But we're going to have a blue flames and the mask and things like that. And then the hair is going to be like purpley, red and rust. We'll worry about the colours later. He can't fly, can only skim. Green cloth, worry about that later. The weapon is it's not a scythe, it's sort of maybe a drum. I kind of like the idea that that's a drum, he bangs that and whatever, but just something I thought when I was drawing this. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can say. The mask is always going to be this kind of thing because it's like a tribal mask. Not tribal, like like a tribal mask, but the mask represents the other, and stuff like that. So yeah, let's get some inking down. Let's get me inking down, get some base lines down, and then we'll worry about faster lines. And I can't talk. My tongue could bleh. So yeah, let's get some of that down and listen to some Comic Storian. Again, if you don't know anything about Comic Storian, they'll give you a little bit of I can't spoil it. Let's just get on, shall we?
Welcome back to the Deadpool comic series right here at Comic Story.
Let's turn this up a little bit so you can hear it.
Dramas of your favorite storylines within comic books, video games, and movies. This is the launch of a brand new Deadpool book, issue number 1. And today we're going to give you the new status quo for Deadpool. If you want to pick it up, you can go to your local comic book shop. And if you want any of the older storylines, I'll give you all the older Deadpool stuff in the playlist down below. But there really isn't much more to explain. Now let's get into Deadpool number 1. You know that thing where you can just tell something is going to be extra painful? Yeah, that's happening right now. Like, being ripped in half. And 5 minutes later, as Deadpool looks at his lower half hanging from a tree, he sighs, telling himself, I hate being right. But as he lays there, a sophisticated bird-like monster leans down asking, is everything all right? Deadpool tells him, well, from the feels of it, I'm only half all right. Anyway, do a friend a favor and grab the other half. Knitting back together takes a lot less time than regrowing everything. As the bird monster starts to pull down Deadpool's legs, he tells him that this is terribly inappropriate. Why would you try and kill the king of the monsters? Deadpool asks, why would any of you kill a monster king? For money! It was like a lifetime ago, really? And yesterday, in Deadpool's super secret base in New York City, he was summoned to Staten Island by a random anonymous client. But let it be known, he wouldn't step foot onto Staten Island for any less than like $40. Anyway, it was also his birthday, and he could tell because of the letter that he received for his yearly dental appointment. So they partied, he and mailman Carl. There were cocktails, cake, and everything, and even an ice sculpture. Okay, maybe none of that happened and he actually kidnapped Carl, but that's not the point. While sitting on the roof, he thought maybe, just maybe, the client needed his help. And that's when his conscience got the better of him. So he left for Staten Island, and while on the way, the other ferry was attacked by a giant tentacle monster. But you know what? That is not Deadpool's problem. Moving on. The client's name was Blaylock, and he wanted the king of the monsters dead. The king had migrated all of the monsters to Staten Island because of some new legal thing, and some 17th century deal with some desperate humans. The deal didn't sound right, and eventually the real heroes would pick up the cause. And that's when Blaylock offered payment, a boatload of gold bars. And that young monster is why he came here. The bird monster says his name is actually Bellis, and Deadpool tells him, great, as soon as my spine heals back together, we're gonna shove like 40 grenades down the Monster King's throat. Bellis tells him, well, as the Lord Chamberlain, I am currently serving the Monster King, so... And Deadpool asks, are you gonna stop me? Are you gonna be a hero and save the king? Bellis tells him, no, I do not like the new king or Staten Island. The people here wish to see him leave. Deadpool yells, that's great! All I need now is But before Deadpool could finish, a boot stomps on his head, and Elsa Bloodstone asks, "What the bloody hell are you doing here?" Through the coughing, Deadpool tells him, "Working! Wait, did Blaylock hire you too? I am not sharing those gold bars." And so, after being humiliated by a beautiful woman that clearly has an interest in Deadpool, he follows her up to a tower asking, "What are you doing here?" Elsa looks out at the giant green monster king as it uses one of its many tendrils to eat people, telling him, "I'm here for the king, same as you." Deadpool tells her, "Well, maybe this is just going to be one of those David and Goliath type things, so you can leave now." Elsa asks, "Didn't you already get ripped in half once today? Whatever the case, just stay out of the damn way." Deadpool runs out shouting, "That is going to be impossible because of how much you'll be in my way." And so, after an uncoordinated attack that seemed like a good idea at the time, the two soon find themselves captured and about to be eaten by the Monster King, hanging upside down. As they're hanging there, Deadpool says, "I was in a situation like this before once with Spider-Man, but this is so much better. You seem less uptight." And as the Monster King gets ready to eat Elsa, and Deadpool yells, "Wait, no, eat me! I'm delicious and full of cancer!" Elsa's just full of silicone. So Deadpool pulls out a sword and gets to work slicing and dicing to save the beautiful Elsa Bloodstone, except he gets one of his arms bitten off. As the two fall back to the ground, Elsa asks, "What was the point of that? You lost your damned arm." And Deadpool tells her, "It is all a part of my plan. I did say that I was going to kill the king with 40 grenades. Why does no one ever believe me?" You see, the arm that was bitten off was the one holding the grenades. The other one is where I kept all the pins. Just then the Monster King stops moving after feeling a rumble in his tummy. And boom, as flaming monster chunks rain down, pushing Elsa onto Deadpool, he tells her, "You're pressing your lady parts against me. I'm going to assume you like me." She laughs, telling him, "I wouldn't flatter yourself. I'd much rather rub against the flaming monster chunks. But you did save me. That at least earns you a human shield. And just so we're clear, there's nothing silicone about me." Once the monsters come back out to see their fallen king, Bellis announces, as Lord Chamberlain of the Monsters, he officially proclaims Deadpool as the new king of the monsters. All hail the king! As the monsters pick up Deadpool and toss him into the air, he just simply shouts, "Wait, what?" So this is the part where Deadpool becomes king of the monsters because of some ancient monster law where if you kill a king, you become a king. Deadpool sits on his giant throne, clearly not meant for his size, with his own crown and scepter to perform his kingly duties, when he realizes that being a king sucks. Being a king is supposed to be fun, not boring. Meeting people, dealing with monster problems, yelling at a giant tentacle monster to stop eating, and looting people on ferries. What could be worse? And that's when Deadpool feels a small shark bite on his leg. It gets worse, in the form of Gwenpool. Gwenpool says that because of how uncertain her books have become, she needs to leave Jeff the land shark to live with Deadpool. Because basically it's the equivalent of your friend dropping off their dog with you. And so, since Gwenpool had to leave Jeff the Shark with Deadpool for fear of Jeff the Shark disappearing in a canceled Gwenpool book, Deadpool stands there, half regrowing an arm, a land shark the size of a small dog biting him, and he tells Jeff that this sucks. "Yesterday was my birthday and no one even called me. But if there's one thing that I've learned, it's that you gotta keep moving to survive. Gotta be like, hey, a shark!" Bellis asks, "Back to the to-do list then." And Deadpool tells him, "No, being a king is a lot of nonsense. I should be swimming laps in my Scrooge McDuck-style pool of gold coins. Onward to get me some ice cream. It's not birthday cake, but it's a start. And Jeff will finally stop chewing on my butt. Also a plus." Later that night, in the home of the Lord Chamberlain, Bellis turns on the lights to find that he has no power. He sighs, stating that he really hopes that it's not those pesky knife blocks again. And then a voice in the shadow tells him that it's not. And a spear is thrown into Bellis. The shadowy man pulls the spear out of the lifeless body, telling him the king can make his plans, that he can't change what this island has become, a perfect monster hunting ground for Craven the Hunter to prove his worth.
I have never liked Craven the Hunter.
Maybe you don't know what it's like.
I don't know
to
why.
Be a queen.
It just every time he pops up in the game, it's like he always seems like a cop out.
And there
And
you
why
have
it's
it,
so
the
popular.
new Deadpool status
Baffles
quo.
me.
So basically, for those of you guys who don't know, Scotty Young was doing a Deadpool storyline. It lasted until about 15 issues, and then everything related to the X-Men got a reboot. This is the new Deadpool as a part of the reboot, written by Kelly Thompson. She's the one who wrote Gwenpool into the West Coast Avengers, which created Jeff the Shark, and obviously she moved Jeff the Shark into the Deadpool book so that she can keep writing about this fun little land shark. Overall, I like this new idea. Deadpool doing his own thing away from the X-Men, away from Spider-Man. He's off on his own crazy adventures, but I know this is not going to be for everyone. So what do you guys think of this new direction for Deadpool? It's quite obvious we're going to go more in an LOL meme direction than the much more deeper situations that we had with Deadpool in the past, the ones that I really enjoyed. But in general, what do you guys think of this Deadpool direction? Also, for those of you guys who are wondering, hey, Benny, weren't you doing the Scotty Young run? Yes, we were working on the last run for Deadpool, the Scotty Young run, and we will go back to finishing that up. We had to put it on hold because we were finishing so many different series that we started up for you guys. So now that we're moving on to the next Deadpool, that kind of tells me we should go finish up the old Deadpool. So if you subscribe to the channel, turn on that bell for notifications. We'll do that little bridge gap of issue 7 to 15 leading us up to here, and then we're going to keep doing Deadpool. As far as doing single issues of the new Deadpool, that's probably not going to happen. We're probably going to wait for 2 or 3 of these to come out and then do a bigger one, like we do with a lot more of the larger series that don't get like immediate attention like this. But either way, what did you guys think of this? Did you enjoy it? Do you like this direction? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time right here at Comic Story. Welcome back to Deadpool, right here at Comic Story.
You get the rest of it.
Where we take some of your
It's a full
favorite
story.
trade paperbacks and single issues, and we break those down into digestible bites, allowing you to understand what is going on.
It's coming together so far. What do you reckon, guys? Let me know in the comments. And then again, we're inking today. We're going to use some coping markers later. We're just inking the main design out, and then we're going to get. I'm going to pause that. I'm going to pause that. Getting the main design down, and then we'll add some thicker lines, but we will need to remove the lines after. But that's long off waited yet.
Deadpool became the king of the monsters and the king of Staten Island. I'll explain that a little bit better at the start of our storyline, but today's video is brought to you by Fortnite. Thanks to Epic Games for sponsoring this video. Season 4, Nexus.
No, I just skip forward.
Welcome back to Deadpool, right here at Comic Story, where we take some of your favorite comic books.
Shut up. Sorry, I pressed skip forward. I don't want to do that.
Welcome back to Deadpool, right here.
Yeah, that's the one. Okay, right. Yeah, so let's get some inking done. Bone wings. I couldn't get them to do what I wanted to do with them, so that's kind of what I'm stuck with at the minute. He's keeping it. The idea of the bone wings is to keep his clothing on, or his cloth on, and that's why they're wrapping around his chest. I couldn't get them to like wrap around like a corset like I wanted, but I kind of like the idea. I kind of like the way it looks as it is. So yeah, let me know what you think of it, guys. I'm going to get on with more of it, and you can listen to some more Deadpool.
Here at Comic Storian, where we take some of your favorite trade paperbacks and single issues and we break those down into digestible bites, allowing you to understand what is going on in your favorite comic books so that you know what storylines to go pick up at your local comic book store. Today we're going to be covering Deadpool issues 2 through 4. And to understand what's going on here, you only really need to know that Deadpool became the king of the monsters and the king of Staten Island. I'll explain that a little bit better at the start of our storyline, but today's video is brought to you by Fortnite.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks to Epic Games for sponsoring this video. See down below to download Fortnite for free. You probably heard.
Not even slightly.
Build and fight to become the last.
Oh, I don't care. Go away, Fortnite.
Season we'll get to play as awesome
It's
Marvel.
a big cop out. The Marvel's gone and stuck every character
like
they've got in there now.
They've got some of their iconic locations, such
They've
as.
only done it because of Disney.
I'm looking forward to stopping Galactus this season. Marvel promotion.
There we go.
We're going to bring you Deadpool. Here's
Deadpool.
issues
Thank
2
you.
through 4 of the 2019 run.
I don't like
So when we
Fortnite. I
last
think
left
it's
off
a
with
waste of
Deadpool, he
bloody
was
time.
taken by a mysterious man by the name of Braylox to kill the king of the monsters. That took over Staten Island. To make sure he did, Braylock also employed Elsa Bloodstone, monster hunter extraordinaire. The two managed to defeat this king of the monsters, but it came at a price. Deadpool became the new king of the monsters. as well as the king of Staten Island. And everything was going okay. Sort of. But that's when Deadpool's advisor, Bellis, was murdered by Kraven the Hunter. And now Kraven sets his sights on the new Monster Island to prove his worth. So being the king is kinda weird, and we all know that. But what better way to get social acceptance from your monster populace than to advertise it? That's why Deadpool's promoting the new and improved Staten Island to be the place where monsters and humans can live in peace. Mostly. Residents and visitors can enjoy their innovative green initiatives, like a monster that eats all your garbage, or better yet, fart monsters that absorb gas produced by said garbage monster. Which is why their progressive initiatives make the new island the perfect place to live, work, and play. Need to take a boat across the pond? Look no further than our new monster ferry. Cheaper, faster, and greener than the original ferries. Also, way more fun! Sure, it's slightly more dangerous, but who wants to live forever? Take a risk, everyone! As filming ramps up on the commercial for the day, Deadpool meets with his war council, consisting of Zurgo, son of Orgo, the Uncontrollable, Quarian, the Alien, Collab, the Pile, Bun Bun the Destroyer, and Nightwolf, the, Nightwolf. Their job is to find Bellis. However, that proves to be difficult because unbeknownst to them, Bellis was killed by Kraven. The next day, Deadpool gathers this monster crew to do some more shoots when a voice calls out asking if he really put an online vote on what to name the island. And the highest vote is Islandy McIslandface. Deadpool quietly tells himself that he really hopes that that's not Cap, but of course, it is. Could I have a moment of your time, Wade? There's something I'd like to discuss. This whole thing, you being the king of Staten Island, aka king of monsters, it's a powder keg waiting to go off. And when it goes bad, a lot of innocent people are going to get killed. Deadpool tells him, you meant to say people and monsters, right, Cap? Innocent people and monsters. Sure, it's easy for you humans to want to protect humans, but what about me? Remember what I am. Cap tells him, that is not what I meant. We don't have to be on opposite sides of this. We can work together, Wade. And Deadpool tells him, yeah, nah, I'm the king of these monsters. And if the other side wants a war, then we're gonna give them a war, buddy. Probably some innocent civilians are gonna get hurt in a war between humans and monsters, but really, it's totally your call. Cap looks at Deadpool right in the eyes. That is not how this has to be. But do try and keep the situation under control, or it's going to get messy, Deadpool. Deadpool tells him, my whole life is messy. Doesn't mean it ain't worthwhile. But anyways, we should probably escort you back to the other side. We have a teleporter here. We call him Hurl. We call him that because the process is gross as hell. So you'll want to hurl when you get home. Don't forget to write. The giant pink monster named Hurl looms over Cap and then vomits all over him, covering him in pink goo. As the goo begins to contract, before they know it, Cap disappears. Nightwolf quietly says, oh my god. And Deadpool asks, what? It's not that bad. Besides, Cap's got a better sense of humor than people think. But as Deadpool looks back, he sees a mob of dead monsters and the words, who's the king now, written on the wall. Kraven sits up, telling him, I've been trying to get the attention of the king for a few days now. Perhaps I was being too subtle about it. Is this direct enough? Chet, the only human on the War Council, and the only human unfortunately named Chet in our story, asks, wasn't Kraven killed? Deadpool tells him, yeah, but this is the new guy, son of Kraven or whatever. Apparently he thinks he's going to make a name for himself on our little island. But that's not gonna happen. Kraven tells him, that is a bold statement considering how you've already lost a dozen of your people. But now it is time to take the king's head. As everyone chases down Kraven, a trap is sprung, capturing most of the war console, while also firing off dozens of trank darts. Deadpool pulls one out of his head, telling him, oh man,
Well, we're
that's
getting
some
there.
good stuff. Medical grade tranquilizer, right there.
Just
Don't
gonna
let that crap hit Chet. Might kill him. But how is it 8?
shut. I'm just gonna pop my pen down for a second and stare at that for a second more. See if I need to put any more lines in, because what I want to do is rub out all of the sketch lines now, really. But I need to wait for that to dry, because it will smear across my page, and I don't want to do that because I don't want smears. But is there anything else that I need to add in? I mean, I'm going to add the fire. I'm going to add the fire here. I kind of like the way I've sketched it, so I'll kind of keep the fire the way it is. Colouring it is going to be interesting. It's going to be blue fire, which is going to be another interesting thing. But yeah, we're getting there with the illustration. We're kind of on the basic sides. Got any comments, guys? Let them come in. I'm gonna. Okay, no, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna pop that back up. Again, I'm gonna be making this one that you can see here, and I'm gonna be making this one here out of polymer clay, like I did for these two characters. This is Blue Angel. This is Morning Sky. This one here. They're the heroes, and these, like I just showed you a minute ago, they're the villains of the story. Don't know what the full story is, but I've got loads of different ideas that I want to kind of mush together and see if I can make a full story out of. Again, I'm not sure if I'm going to be making it into a comic and kind of try and sell that comic. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how. Sorry, I'm being really stupid. Yeah, we'll get around to doing that, but that's later on in the year. We've only got a couple more months. I'm kind of getting in a little bit I can't speak today. Trying to get in a lot of practice because Inktober or October this year. If you don't remember last year, I did a full book every single day from the 1st to the 31st of October. I did a drawing every single day with no pencil and just ink. So hopefully I'll have I'll find those prompts up. So if you want to tune in, guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, ding the bell for notifications, and leave a like if you do today. But if you want to listen to what I'm listening to yourself and you want to check out the full video, then you can check it out on Comic Storian. Hopefully this is pretty much done now for drawing. Yeah, it's ready. So let's get rid of the sketch lines because I don't need the sketches anymore. I'm going to leave the shadow there because I kind of like that the way I've done that. And I can use it again. How am I going to do fire? That is a question. Because fire on the hands and the head. The head's easy because you can just have it coming up around. But when I'm going to be doing the fire on the hand, it's a bit like... Because there is... You can't see it. You will do when I'm drawing. The fire here is... sort of, let's get rid of those as well, and I don't want to, but I'm going to. You can always put more lines in there. Let's just get rid of all the sketch lines. Let's just get rid of all, and we can worry about the inking afterwards. So you can see what I've actually inked and what I kept and what I didn't. I'll leave that fire there as well. It's got me more of a reference. Everything I haven't inked, I'll try and leave. Apart from the sketchy lines on this side here, like so, like that. There, right, let's go up around his head, get rid of that because I'm going to colour that with a different colour. As you can see, he's got hair. Get rid of the horns as well, not the horns, but the shade around the horns, because I did a little bit extra design on that as well. I've got a burp. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Oh, it was a silent one. You're good. Oh, God, I shouldn't eat before I go on live, should I, really? I do it every single time. I scoff down my lunch and I go, oh my God, I'm done live stream today. Quick, get something done. Let's get rid of all that crap that's on there. Yeah. Right. Because I'm not colouring today, we'll do the colour tomorrow like I always do, because Mondays is it. Mondays is always the sketch, Tuesdays is always my inking day, and Wednesdays is my colour day, and then Thursdays I sort of try and bring a game to you. If I can bring a VR version, I will. If not, it will be the full edited version. So you get closer ups and a load of music on top of it, and I don't talk at all. Not really, anyway. But yes. Yes. I think I'm going to put that fire around his head while I'm at it, but I'm not going to completely do solid lines. I'm just going to do gestured lines, like so. So if I do a solid line around him, it won't look like fire to me, but I'm trying to get some fire in here somehow. But it's not yellow fire. It's more of a blue fire, blue light fire. We'll have maybe some up around his hand as well. Every piece of skin is a light. A light with either fire or magic. Kind of, maybe it's a magical fire, I don't know. Don't need anything there. And this, that need to be on fire. Okay, I only put it on fire because it looked to me like it was like a torch, you know, made old torch type thing. Yeah, I thought it would do it. It looks good. The other way. You're hindering me. Actually, that's not too bad. No, I need that. And there we go. Okay, so let's get into a bit more of a detail now because it's looking a bit plain. Now I've got rid of all those lines. I'm going to add a few lines here, a few extra little scratch lines, just to show it's cloth and it's wrinkly as such. I think it looks better in darker black colours when you use ink. I mean, you can use any ink you like. You can use any colour you like. Sometimes it helps to use different colours. If you're going to do different, I want it to show that it's pushing down on him. I'm quite sure how to do that. Yeah, it's all practice. It's all practice. And I hate it. Yep, I hate that. Right, okay, let's carry on down there. We'll cover it up. We'll cover it up with some colour, it'll be alright. It is like a leathery type thing that he's wearing. The leather. Leathery type wings. I'm not going to put too much detail on his body because you can't see it. There may be another design that I might have to do where he's got his wings out. But I kind of like the idea that that's the way he stands and that's the way he's going to be sort of made. Again, I'm going to be making two characters. Like I did for these two characters here, I'm going to be doing the same thing. I'll be making them out of polymer clay and then trying to add them to the VR version that I made for these two characters here. I have already done the other in that world because what I did was I made one side and I made the other side. And I made them both together at the same time in the VR version because you've got this mirror tool where you can do something here and whatever happens over here happens over here too, and that's really, really handy. So if you want to do two characters looking directly at each other without having to get too close, it's very handy. Very handy tool to have. Indeed. Yeah, I'll do. Where's floor level? I always like to put a floor level in. Now I'm just faffing. Because they live on the other side, the other side, they live with something. They live in a desert area, like a Mad Max type world. Right. Let's have another stop and think, because I think I'm finished with that pen for now. We'll start using these ones in a minute. Maybe get some shade in. But I don't think I'm going to need too much shade today. I mean, normally I'll get my pencil and start shade. Where's my shading pencil? Yeah. What I normally do is get my pencil, my shaded pencil. I got different types of shading pencils, but this is the one I normally use, and that's why it's so dinky. And what I'll do is I'll add a bit in here, and I want a little bit of practice. So this here is shaded because it is. There's fire coming from here, so all of this will be lit. This wouldn't be. So this up to say maybe up to that point will be lit, and then we've got fire come from here, so all of this will be lit as well. Again, we're thinking about values, thinking about shade, thinking about what happens with different textures, what happens with different things like that. So the shadow will only be in certain areas, where areas are not coloured. So we're thinking about the fire, because the fire's here, so that again, that won't be shaded. There'll be shade on the inner side, things like that. Okay, then again, it's not going to be shading. It will be shading here, a little here, and a little here, and a little under here. A little here as well, because his arm is covering it up. And a little here, because his arm is covering it up. Down here underneath, because that's covered with the skim board. Again, the light will still be showing through, so we can't do too much. Fire lit, and so here as well will be shaded. But it'll stop there, because again, we're thinking about the fire on this hand. We've got loads of different light sources. I'm not going to be thinking exterior light sources today. I'm just going to be doing what's happening with the character and what's happening on the character. I'm going to think a little bit of shade in here, darker into there, because it's the underneath. Whether this will work. I'm going to have to, we'll probably have a little bit. Definitely these legs will be shaded because they're under. So a good thing of doing your main sketch first. Because then you can actually start shading the bits that you want to shade. You need shading. And constant thinking about where the light sources are. Probably come down a little bit more with that. We've got all our gesture lines. We've got all the lines that we want to keep. No, well, here could be shaded too. Oh crap! I haven't put its actual mask on. Like that. This will be shaded. Only where the hair is. Like that. Same here will be shaded. Because it's... I suppose the skin's on fire, so no, won't. Oh well. Yeah, I'm kind of happy with that shade. Yeah, I mean, that looks okay. What does it look to you? I am going to be going in with darker grades in a minute. Put my block paper underneath. That's good. Don't need any shade on the horns, but maybe a little on the contours of where the pieces are, like that. So even you got your light, you've got to have shade. Dusk skimmer. Okay, I'm going to stare at this for a minute. You can listen to some more of this.
Playing from the May SMT 110.
Most of Collab is stuck in a net. Also, Collab, the whole thing about you being made out of dozens of tiny man babies, you need to change that. Whenever I look at you, all I see is butts. It's getting awkward. But while the monsters in the trap struggle, the net snaps, dropping them all back to the ground. Deadpool pulls himself out of the pile, stating, she's like everything in my life. That could have gone better. But where were we? But before Deadpool can finish that, he notices a spear headed straight for Jeff the Land Shark. He quickly throws himself in front of the spear to take the hit. And Kraven tells him, I've come here to kill monsters. But when I found out that you were leading monsters, well, that's a whole different kind of monster. Kraven lifts Deadpool off the ground, but from across the way, Elsa Bloodstone looks down her rifle, telling him, I'm sorry that it had to come to this, but I'm really out of options here. She pulls the trigger, hitting Deadpool in the head, and with a bright green flash, Deadpool disappears. As Kraven escapes, Elsa checks in with everyone, asking if they're all right, while Nightwolf asks if they're supposed to believe that she cares. She just shot their king in the head. Elsa sighs. It's fine. I didn't kill anyone. I saved him. In fact, he should be here in 2, 1. At that moment, Deadpool is spit out of a dimension covered in a black goo, asking, what the hell was that? You know what? Who cares? Whoever did that is going to die. Elsa tells him, come on, I saved you. And Deadpool asks, from what? A knife? I'm Deadpool. I'm not afraid of a knife. Now, what I am afraid of is whatever tar-filled, formless hell dimension you just sent me to.
Right. I am going to be going around certain areas now to make them stand out a little bit more. But using a thicker ink pen. This is alcohol based, so it's kind of ink. And it's a Copic marker, so it will bleed through, but it won't exactly ruin more than one page. That's why I always have another page underneath, just in case. Because the first page I did, that's what happened to the first page. So we're going to be getting on and getting some of this in, so you can listen to more of that, and I'll get on with some more of this. Now, again, if you're new guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
But as he finishes, another trap is sprung and Bun Bun burns through the net while another wave of trank darts come flying out. Quonian shields everyone while taking a majority of the darts, but Deadpool asks, are you gonna be alright? Quonian gives him thumbs up and Deadpool says, you ain't much of a talker, huh? Nightwolf explains that Quonian is a mute. He understands everything they say, but he cannot speak. Deadpool gets back up, telling everyone that they need to rethink their strategies, all except Elsa Bloodstone. She needs to get the hell off my island and stop coming back. All you bring are problems. But before long, another spear is thrown, with Deadpool quickly grabbing one of his swords to chop it in half before it hits Nightwolf. A second one is thrown, with Jeff the Land Shark jumping up and chomping down on it before it hits Deadpool. Nightwolf calls out to everyone that Kraven is beginning to focus on their king. We will protect you at all costs. Deadpool tells them, you guys know I'm an assassin, right? I don't need you to protect me from anything. Which is why we're gonna retreat. Collab here has the ability to open portals, right? One of the man babies leans out, stating, yes, but I hate it. Going through another monster's hole is so personal. A butt-shaped portal slowly begins to open up, and everyone begins to jump through. Before Nightwolf enters, he asks Deadpool, you'll be right behind us, right? Deadpool tells him, totally! Also, never trust anyone that says totally. He kicks Collab to shut the portal, leaving himself alone to face off against Kraven the Hunter. As Collab disappears, Deadpool calls out to Kraven, alright, now that the can of fodder is gone, it's time for us to fight man to man. Kraven leaps down from the wall with Deadpool laughing, ha! You're so dumb! You had the advantage up until now. Also, why are you using a spear? That's just like so dumb. Kraven swings the spear, cutting into Deadpool's throat so that he can't talk, and tells him, That should shut you up for a bit. He then lunges with the spear, but as he misses, Deadpool kicks him in the face and jumps up into the air. Before Deadpool could strike, Kraven spins back, stabbing into Deadpool, tossing him aside. The two go back and forth, punching and hitting each other, and then they manage to stab each other, and they both fall to the ground. Kraven gets back up, pulling the sword out with Deadpool coughing. Ouch! Ouch so much! Okay, I can talk again! There are so many things I could have said! A true tragedy! Deadpool throws a fistful of snow into Kraven's face, with Kraven asking, Really? That's a coward's trick. Deadpool continues to throw more snowballs, telling him, It's a savvy strategy for a guy who's fought nearly everyone on Earth and lived. He then takes out his sword, jumping into the air, telling Kraven, And this is where it ends. The hunter becomes the hunted. As Deadpool slams down, he stabs into Kraven over and over and over and over and over again. He jumps back up, telling him, Alright, that was a bunch of stabby stabs. How does bootleg Kraven like me now? Kraven answers back by kicking Deadpool in the head so hard that there's a loud crunch. Deadpool stumbles back, asking, Did you just dislodge my eyeball? Okay, we're good. Let's go back to... But just then, Kraven takes out one of Deadpool's swords, slicing off his arm. Deadpool responds as anyone would. Come on! Kraven gets ready to attack again, but Deadpool jumps onto his head, leaping towards the top of the wall. While crawling up with his one arm, Deadpool tells him, And I have the high ground! Also, your dad, Kraven Sr. or whatever, he wasn't that great. Terrible guy, really. Kraven follows Deadpool up onto the ledge, but as he goes to attack, Deadpool takes his one good arm, grabbing Kraven's head and slamming it into his knee. He then pushes him off, telling him, You're not the only one with traps! But as Deadpool follows, Kraven charges in, grabbing him by the head, throwing Deadpool to the ground. Kraven then brings the sword to Deadpool's neck, telling him, It's time we ended this little game. And Deadpool asks him, Really? Because I could still go for a little bit longer. You know, since I'm the one with the army. At that moment, Zergo charges in, slamming Kraven into the wall. Kraven pulls out his knife, stabbing into Zergo, asking, Must I fight underlings? So be it! The rest of the War Council runs in, getting their hits in where they can. Collab begins to walk up and breaks apart into a horde of man-babies. They all start to chase after Kraven, but as Kraven gets ahead, he pushes a button and captures most of Collab. Kraven then scoffs, stating, You are all fools! And then an arrow hits him right in the chest. He looks up to see Chet. Chet tells him, You seem to have some vulnerable bits, huh? As everyone piles onto Kraven, everyone can hear a hissing sound. Gas slowly begins to spread through the crowd, and Kraven stands back up with a rebreather.
Start with the lighter colour.
Well. The Wolfman's pelt will have a place of honor on my wall.
Start shading.
Deadpool jumps in, kicking Kraven back, telling him,
Wow,
no,
that's not light at all.
Pelt belongs to me.
Wow. Okay.
You are a coward. Too afraid to fight one-on-one. Deadpool tells him.
That's not very good.
I'm just smart enough to know if you got an army, use it. Kraven laughs even louder. Your army
green
can
gray,
barely
what's that?
stand. What are you going to do? And Deadpool asks, Who said this was the only army I've built? At that moment, a kraken bursts out of the frozen pond and begins speaking in its monster language. And Deadpool tells them, Yes, you can eat him. The kraken lashes out as it grabs Kraven, and Nightwolf tells him that this plan is rather clever. As Deadpool looks down with the kraken leaving with Kraven, he says, I want to make a joke here or something, but all I can think about is that we have to go bury Bellis. So a few days later, Deadpool holds a service for the monsters lost in the battle, stating that he was dumb enough to think that being a monster makes you immune to death. It has made him realize that he must return to his old apartment that smells like feet. Elsa picks up the crown that Deadpool left on Bellis' grave, stating that he knows better than most what a violent world they live in. Horrible things happen, and as a leader, it is his job to carry that weight and do a better job next time. Deadpool hugs Jeff, stating, You should wear it. And Elsa tosses it, telling him, Oh, she sure as hell ain't doing that. Stop being a baby about it. No one thinks you can do this, so why not prove them wrong? It'll be a great way to get back at them all. So Deadpool catches the crown, telling her, Yeah, you know what? You're right, but I still hate you. Meanwhile, in Alaska, maybe, the kraken that ate Kraven breaks out of the ice. It begins to flail about as Kraven is flung from the top, ripping off one of its tentacles. The kraken then begins to escape, with Kraven telling it, That's right. Run. You wanted an enemy, well, an enemy you shall have. I will not rest until I kill Deadpool, the unkillable man. And there you have it, the new direction for Deadpool. Now, we had to put this comic book on hold simply because it got delayed because of the COVID-19 situation. But don't worry, guys, it's running like normal now. I'm still a massive Deadpool fan, and I'm actually really interested in this King of the Monsters Staten Island thing because, simply put, it's a new idea for Deadpool. It's not just him going, goofy, destroying Marvel superheroes, or I'm really serious, here's my sad history. Both of which I love, but this is a new direction, something totally different, and I'm really enjoying it. Let me know what you think about this different direction for Deadpool, the King of the Monsters idea, down below. And don't forget to hit subscribe and hit that like button, if you so choose to help support
the channel. Ditto. If you're new, guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, ding the bell for notifications. And leave a like if you like the illustration
our
today.
channel. I'll see you next time right here.
If you want to go check them out, go and check them out. Comic Storian.
Welcome back to Deadpool, right here at Comic Storian, where we take some of your favorite comic books, video games, and movies, and we break down the plots into a synopsis so that we can read it dramatically back to you or tell you just what's going on. This allows you to have great conversations with your friends and be that comic book expert. Today we're going to be covering Deadpool issue 5 and 6. As a quick recap, Deadpool went to Staten Island and became the King of the Monsters and the King of Staten Island. After defeating Kraven, he doesn't quite know what to do with the title. And there's also that little pesky thing going on with the X-Men over at Krakoa. Maybe Deadpool should go check in on that. Don't forget, guys, if you enjoyed Marvel and you enjoy Marvel's Avengers, the video game, please consider checking out our YouTube channel, Comic Storian Gaming, where we not only cover that,
Just going to skip forward on that.
Playing Marvel's Avengers on a daily basis, along with Destiny and Final.
I like the comics, I don't really give a crap about the gaming
there
channel.
wasn't any women
Because I've got a gaming channel, go and watch my videos.
Watching Jeff play is nice. The voice tells him that he shouldn't be letting them play, and Deadpool lets out a loud sigh. Oh, not you again. Normally I wouldn't say this to an insanely hot woman, but can you please leave me alone? Elsa Bloodstone sits down beside Deadpool, telling him that she is a monster hunter. So as long as he is the king of the bloody monsters, then their fates will always be intertwined. And that over there in the pond, that shouldn't be happening. Deadpool asks, why shouldn't Jeff be playing with Smash Smash? They're best friends. And Elsa asks, you named it Smash Smash? Deadpool tells her, yeah. The giant kaiju kid, Smash Smash? What else would we name him? Elsa tells him, no, that monster is Rafamikajara, a hybrid of a giant monster from Japan and slightly less giant but electrically charged monster from Sweden. And it's a young one. That means that it's particularly unstable. Deadpool yells, come on, look at them. They're adorable. Elsa tells him, right, Smash Smash is already halfway to Manhattan. So a short while later, he brings in Nightwolf and says, all right, stupid Elsa was right. He went to Manhattan. But I'm going over there, and I'm going over there alone to save this. Nightwolf tells him, surely this is what your honor guard or roundish table was intended for, my liege. Deadpool tells him, nope, no offense, but the last thing I need in Manhattan right now is more monsters. Elsa says that she'll help, but Deadpool tells her that she will absolutely not come. She was not invited. But, what's the fastest way to Manhattan, Elsa? So, a short while later, Deadpool stating, no, not Hurl! No way! Nightwolf tells him, you wanted the fastest way. Letting Hurl cover you in his pink goo and teleporting you away is the fastest. Deadpool sighs, fine. Make it quick then, please. Jeffrey jumps up and sinks his teeth into Deadpool's butt as Hurl is, well, hurling all over Deadpool. A few seconds later, Deadpool and Jeff plot in the middle of Manhattan while Smash Smash is looking at a building, and then Smash Smash says explosions with emojis. Deadpool yells out, wait! You just said explosions! That's really
Okay,
bad.
that's as much as I've got. I've got to record, just got to tap record in a second. Alexa, stop.
Asking, what do you think you're doing? You can't be
Gonna press
doing
record a
this.
second, guys, so I'll be back in
Smash
2 or 3
Smash
minutes.
With a fire plus
Well,
electricity
seconds.
emoji. So Deadpool says, those are not great words to be using right now. Elsa jumps down onto the building, telling him, we need to hurry. Smash Smash is beginning to charge up. Deadpool slaps his face. You're like a bad penny! A bad hot penny! Do I need to get a restraining order on you or something? Elsa tells him that this one's important. If she were to leave it to him, he would find a way to mess it up. But while the two begin to bicker, Smash Smash gets ready to release his blast, and Deadpool hands Elsa Jeffrey and pushes them out of the way. Smash Smash releases his fiery electrical blast into Deadpool, and as his skin is sizzling, Deadpool coughs. We're done here. It's time to come home before this turns into something worse than extreme property damage and, burning me alive! And as your king, this is an order! Elsa tells him. You probably said the worst thing to him, right? Smash Smash doesn't respect your authority. Maybe when he's older, but right now he's currently in a transitional phase for his kind, which is destructive, anti-authoritarian, and very bad for New York City, Deadpool. The only way you're going to get out of this is by attacking Smash Smash's weakness. If you can get under the horns on the back of his head and neck, the flesh there is weak and Deadpool yells at her, No! Stop! We are not killing Smash Smash! I'm trying to reason with him, Elsa! And Elsa asks, And how did that work for you so far? You were just burned alive. What if that had been someone else? Me! Or even Jeffrey! Everyone is already waiting for you to fail at this king thing. But if Smash Smash kills a civilian, it's going to be a whole lot worse, Deadpool. And while they're trying to figure out their plan, Jeffrey decides to take his own initiative. And he dives fins first straight at Smash Smash and into his mouth. Deadpool grabs his swords. Okay, that was a big mistake. Give me back that shark! He stabs into Smash Smash's head. And when he doesn't get a reaction, he asks, What gives? How did I not hit something important? Elsa tells him that Smash Smash's skin is 3 feet thick, except behind the blasted horns. So while Deadpool and Elsa hack and shoot their way into Smash Smash's head, there's a loud chomp, and Jeffrey bursts out. Deadpool begins to yell, All right, gross but awesome. He turns back, swinging at the horns, cutting them off, exposing the soft, fleshy skin underneath. Elsa gets ready to fire at them, but Deadpool tells her, Wait, I still don't want to kill him. Smash Smash actually hasn't hurt anyone yet. We have to try, Elsa. So Deadpool gives Smash Smash a heart-to-heart talk. That the two of them are more alike than he may think, that neither of them fits in anywhere. That they can't be destructive about it, that they can't go eating small land sharks. Because if something bad happens, it's open season on all of them. All the monsters. You understand, right? Don't do this, Smash Smash. Smash Smash pauses for a moment, and then yells, Explosion! And it turns to vaporize 2 nearby citizens. Deadpool sighs, asking himself, Why does it always have to come to this? Why can't I do something other than killing? So he sinks his swords into the soft, fleshy skin, and Smash Smash screeches, falling to the ground dead. Elsa makes her way down, and Deadpool tells him that he thought he had him for a moment, but she's right. Smash Smash, along with 2 people, are dead now. And Elsa says that she isn't so sure that she was right. She's been around monsters her whole life. It's easy to assume that they're all the same, but that's a mistake. Maybe she'd forgotten that a little bit, but it's good to be reminded. As she takes Deadpool's hand, he asks why she won't leave him alone. Because she knows he can't do this? And Elsa tells him, actually, it's the opposite. Maybe he's really good at this, and with a little help, he might be able to make a difference. Maybe he's the kind of monster to make things better for everyone. Deadpool says, yeah, that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said about me. You do know my face looks like hamburger, right? She says that she's been looking at monsters her whole life. And looking at his face would be like looking at boring wallpaper. Deadpool then says, all right, I was wrong. That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. So as the meeting of the roundish table comes to a close, Deadpool decides to pass the time by playing a game of war with monster cards of Monster Island's finest monsters. Jeffrey plays Hurl, and Deadpool says that that's a tough one to beat, but Hurl's got some limitations. He can teleport people by barking at them, but he doesn't have arms. Now Nightwolf, he's a game winner, because you're a shark and you're terrible at card games, Jeff. Jeffrey plays Jelby, and Deadpool grabs it asking, Who's this? I haven't seen this one before. And Shelby is a terrible name. Wait, oh my God. Look at what this guy can do. So a short time later, after calling together the roundish table, Deadpool says that he's had enough. The snooty X-Men and their fancy Krakoan games. Which is totally nuts because even though I'm not a mutant, most people believe that I am a mutant. Because of that, I should be able to enter those stupid gates. Meanwhile, the mutants are sitting around while they have a cure for cancer. It's like, hello, I have cancer. How many times do I need to help those guys before they give a crap about me? Rogue is cool, but everyone else sucks. Everyone sits in silence for a few moments, and Elsa Bloodstone asks, So you're saying that the X-Men are a bunch of jerks? And Deadpool shouts, Yes! Elsa tells him, We already knew that. Isn't that supposed to be a part of their charm? And Deadpool yells again, Yes! But what I'm trying to say is that those jerks have it set so that only mutants can enter their flowery gate things. And thanks to Jelby here, I can now answer Cancer-Free Island. Jelby is a mutant and he can carry infinite things inside of him. He stretches to fit around him with his purple blobby body. Isn't that right, Jelby? So Deadpool begins to climb into Jelby's mouth with Jelby mumbling. Deadpool goes on telling him, once I'm inside of Jelby, I can just go through that snooty X-Men Island gate thing. Once Jeffrey latches onto Deadpool's butt, Deadpool yells, it's foolproof! Nightwolf says that if this doesn't cause an international incident, I will be shocked. So a short while later in Manhattan, Deadpool walks into the Krakoan gate in Washington and shouts that he is coming home. Hope you've got the pool ready. As the world changes to the lush forests of Krakoa, Deadpool dances around. It's even more beautiful than I've ever imagined. He crawls out of Jelby, stating that the smell in here isn't great, by the way. Not bad, but not great. And next time, we're definitely going to have to be a little more flexible on whether or not Jeffrey tags along. But while he begins to set foot on the grass, Wolverine and the other X-Men begin to ask, what the hell are you doing here, Deadpool? Deadpool gets up dusting himself off, stating, I just assumed my invitation was lost in the mail, Bubba. But you know what? You guys are a bunch of secret handshake jerks.
Oh, jerks. That's a bad place to stop. But I have actually gotten to the point where I can't actually do any more shading. The only thing I can do now is put the colour on, which is what I'm going to be doing tomorrow, guys. So don't forget to tune in tomorrow for some more of this character. As again, on Mondays we do the sketch. If you did miss it, it is available to watch up on the channel. If you want to check out the colouring, again, don't forget to hit that subscribe. But if you want to find out about any of my illustrations of this story or how I made them out of polymer clay, then definitely go and do so in the Creation Station playlist. I don't know why I'm piling up on each other, but yeah, go and check them out in the Creation Station playlist, guys, for all of the different illustrations. And I will be back tomorrow to finish this off with my Copic markers to get this finished and fit the final design finally done. Hopefully you have liked it. Don't forget to leave a like if you have, and I will see you tomorrow. Same time, different design. No, that's a different thing. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Click the links that will appear if you're watching back, and I will see you again next time. Hit that subscribe button, ding that bell, and leave a like if you do. Bye for now.